Yeah, I'm actually really excited to see the 00 Samer versus the Italian one matchup, because that should be really, really good.
Yeah. Samer bringing back his Ziggs. We also talked about yesterday how Samer has appeared on Potato Monster's top 5 plays of the week.
Yep.
He's
for his Rise, so if someone's going to take on Rise,
yeah,
it's probably this guy is gonna have a good shot at it. And I think Zig's actually pretty well equipped to take on a Rise, because he actually has a lot of zoning control, a lot of harass, and Rise has a really tough time with that, at least early on.
Yeah, just high range and fast wave clear as well, 2 things that Rise hates. So level 1 play, well, not much to talk about. Each team just protecting their Ancient Golem buff and securing it. Dark Rookie getting that Powerball going to head to his race right away. Rumble having helped him out. That's Zik. Who is their top laner? Yeah.
Zik, yeah.
We were talking about their roles as well. Dusty Virus, really strong top lane player. Mastook, pretty good Ezreal, but being lowest elo on their team, they've decided they think they should play support, although elo is not necessarily a correlation to playing support, but that is just how their rosters have gone for these teams.
Well, yeah, I mean, and honestly, support, like, the ADs always get, they're kind of like the quarterback in the fact that they get all the love, but the support's kind of like the offensive lineman, and really without them, you don't have much of a shot in the bottom lane. Actually, if you look at especially Korea, a lot of their players will say that like the all-stars, for the real all-stars, are actually their supports and not so much their AD players.
Yeah, so support has a reputation for making calls early game, because before everyone has all their items, support is pretty much on equal footing with everyone else. So, and given that support also says, oh, support takes the least mechanics, go watch the map for me. Well,
so Dark Rookie saved that smite, actually picked up a red. It looks like he's creeping around up here to get into position. I don't believe they actually saw him come through there. Had no wards. Vi trying to put some pressure up here, but Zik just staying back, staying safe, knows that timing, knows that she's probably hanging around here. It looks like she's charging up the Bionic Arm. Will she get it in? She's going to be just short, and Zik just basically be zoned out a little bit, but actually takes a turret hit in response. And now they're trading down bottom. Mastook in a lot of trouble, has a proc on him. Will he be picked up? And it looks like Rammus is not going to be able to do it, just trying to get that last hit on there with that red buff, and he just barely survives. Gray is trying to put out some damage as well, and a big, huge trade coming on there. Now we see Sin coming around from underneath turret. This is going to be interesting. And actually a kill, first blood in middle. Rammus getting out there, but now we have the dive onto top turret. Zik not actually in trouble at all, actually putting a ton of damage onto Vi. Don't know about that dive right there.
So I'm just going back and watching the replay of that gank that Dark Rookie started. It looked like he was 1 hit away from getting the kill. He canceled his auto attack halfway through under turret. He was so close to getting first blood.
Yeah, real terror in Jiffy P. Now there's a trade on, but the Rumble overheats just at the perfect time, but he gets creep blocked. I don't know if he's going to be able to actually catch this. There's the dash away. It's going to be key. Will he be able to land the harpoon? No, he's not. She's going to be able to get away. Really nicely done by Zik. Great management right there. Riven trying to be really aggressive. Thought she had something right there, but Zik outdoing her. Going that cloth health pots to reduce a lot of the pressure from her. And you know, that's kind of what you have to do when you're up against really, really heavy AD champions like a Riven, like a Darius, or those type of champions.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if Rumble has a good matchup against Riven. Rumble's known for being able to get away from melee and slow them really heavily, but Riven is known for not being affected by slows because most of her movement is done through abilities and not through walking.
Yeah, so she's really elusive, and they're both top lanes that snowball really, really hard, so both of them just has to be wary of each other, and if Rumble itemizes up for it, you know, he does a ton of damage, so he could deal with her, but she is very, very elusive with her dashes and dodges, so it's going to be hard for him. Even if he lands an equalizer, it's going to have to maybe be after her cooldowns or when she engages on him to get a lot of that damage off of, because she can get out of it pretty quickly, and she's going to be hard to track down.
I was just going to say, I think the new Seeker's Arm Guard would be a good choice for Rumble versus Riven, and he already has one.
Yeah, I mean, and that is kind of what... I mean, this is what we're supposed to see, and last time we actually saw it on a Cassidy in an AD mid lane, but hold the phone, we have a quick little engagement on there, and there's a really quick satchel charge flash out by Zig, so he's actually going to be safe. But yeah, Seeker's Arm Guard was actually really, really good on Cassidy, we see. I don't know, that was only one instance of it that we saw, but worked out for Caston, so maybe this is a really, really solid item. And Zonia's Hourglass is a good item for Rumble in general. Usually, it's about the third item that I usually rotate into. It depends on how I'm building or what I'm against, but typically that is an item you'd go into with Seeker's Arm Guard. It's a no-brainer, especially against a lane like this. And there's the equalizer, a little bit off. I wonder if they smartcast too, because smartcasting Rumble's ult is a little wonky. The drag the line type of ults with smartcast, so sometimes you can be a little bit off. But Zik trying to see some engage there. I think he's just trying to push Riven out of lane at this point. But she has a lot of health potions, so he's going to keep putting damage on her, but she will eventually stack back up.
Okay, checking over our creep scores a little bit. It looks like bot lane is in a near tie. Hello Kitty on Graves, only 7 behind Caitlyn. Jungle farming, Vi is about tied with Rammus. Rammus maybe a little behind due to his death in mid lane. Solo mid, almost an exact tie. Samer only 3 creeps, so now 5 now that he's away. He's off getting the Ancient Golem buff with help from Dark Haruki. Gonna show up to this wave at his tower just in time, I think. Due to the new tower prioritizing algorithm, it's a lot easier to farm under turret. So he's able to get all the melee minions, cannon minion, and one of the caster minions, despite not being there to start it off. Over in top lane, JPP looking like he might go in, but Zik just pulls away.
Yeah, Zik's actually playing this really, really nicely. Like, he's constantly keeping Jiffy P low. She is chugging those health pots like nobody's business. She's almost out of them. Actually, she is out of them now. Like, he basically just whittled her down through a ton. He's always staying in that the danger zone. And,
danger zone.
And it's I mean, he's playing Rumble really, really nicely, which is really nice to see. And against this Riven lane, I mean, he definitely has the advantage. He actually has a CS advantage, which for a Rumble, at least at this stage, is actually a pretty big deal. And look, just really, really nice timing on. So Jiffy P is going to have to go back, and he had that ward down. We saw no presence from Vi after that failed gank, which I think hurt her a lot. And really, really, really nice play for them. And Rumble in the top lane, if he starts to snowball enough, he has to be aware because Riven is going to come back with some good damage. You see Zik doesn't even care, just kind of running by this lane. Ooh. This is going good. It looks like Double O Samer backing up here is going to pick up a little bit more beefier items, but he actually has waiting up in this bush. Oh my gosh, he's going to get Mass Duck. Mass Duck thinking that he was safe. Now she has to run through the minefield, having to pop that all. Ace of the Hole is going to come in and clean that up, and now we have a trade running Riven through that brush, and so that's why you have to be a little bit careful. Riven can deal a lot of damage. Actually was able to go buy up before that.
Meanwhile, what happened in top lane, Strangulate came up with Vi to gank Zik's Rumble, and Zik fired his equalizer across the bush, the front bush closer to his tower, got the kill on Vi, and then flashed away to survive. So getting a kill 1v2 and surviving, really impressive there.
And that's actually what you do with Rumble. When you get ganked like that, you simply run up in that top bush, and if they want to fight you, they have to go in that bush. You throw it on equalizer, and there's so much damage there that you can 1v2 with relative ease. And you saw Jiffy P couldn't even really chase, took a ton of damage in the process, and Rumble able to come out with a kill.
Yeah. Meanwhile, yeah, the Pimp has our carrier pigeon version of the Obs endgame in progress. It is now 11-6.
Oh, Riven in a lot of trouble. Should actually be caught by the harpoon here, and he is overheated. But once that comes back up, he's going to be able to easily scrap shield and burn her down, and so that's going to be another kill. So back to your carrier pigeons. Yeah. The Pimp flew in.
Yeah, the Pimp flew in, got us the report. It's 11-6 for Obzen. Not really sure what the turret count is. Still looking pretty even. Game's still going on. That's all we know so far. All we know about the Wraith Bush up here, we have Strangulate trying to kill these Wraiths, but being harassed by Dark Haruki. Taunted. One of them going to smite it. It looks like Dark Haruki got the smite. Now has his Tremors on, even though his armor is shredded
getting zoned out by the Italian one, who might be able to take out Double Samer. Flashes after really quickly. He's just going to trade damage here because he knows he doesn't have a really good shot. This Dark Haruki trying to run there, but he's going to be able to get shackled. Now he's trying to do some jugos, but in comes Rumble. Will he be able to convert this? And we see a flash by Mass Duck, but he's going to get equalizer. He's going to go down. It looks like Vi's actually going to try to Bionic Arm to get further away. An Italian one just backing off back to lane.
Yeah, Dark Haruki turning on his Powerball and thinking of going for the chase, but he's just going to recall instead, which looks funny while Rammus is spinning, by the way.
And Rumble right now, at least for Jillers at this point, is getting really, really scary.
Oh yeah, now 2 levels ahead of Jiffy P. Well, just barely hit level 10. Jiffy P is halfway to level 9. It's still a full 2-level advantage, and being lacking at items at this point is
has 3 kills. And so the one thing that's actually pretty cool in Riven's kit to deal with Rumble is that when she actually hits the 3rd part of her broken wings, it actually is a knockup, and so any knockups of any sort will actually flip the character around 180, which a lot of people don't notice because it doesn't matter, but for Rumble it does because your flame spitter is now facing the opposite direction, so it's almost good. That's going to happen sometimes. Uh-oh, now there's a lot of pressure going to Zik. They want to try to deal with him, but he's being a little bit too tanky. There's the execute. Needs one last hit throw. There it is, and it is going to be shut down. So nice pickup there by Rise and that top lane, and that's something they had to do because Rumble was getting a little out of control.
Yeah, it's looking like the battle of the Italian one versus Zik, who I believe are the 2 Diamond players on each team. Well, I'm not sure if the Italian one is Diamond, but also a very high-ranked player. Meanwhile, Darkaruki showing up.
He's actually going to taunt Jiffy P under tower and not going to be able to deal enough damage, but she is going to get very, very low. Zig's trying to rotate up here. He does not have his ult yet, so wasn't able to try to go for the dunk move. He could try to guess.
This top lane tower, I wonder.
Uh-oh.
And it's up. They're looking at this. Darkaruki's got his Powerball on. Might have a surprise for them, but also channeling Recall.
Gonna be able to get out of that.
He's gonna stay. Look at bot lane quick. Oh, Hello Kitty.
The trade is on, getting really, really deep in there. Cool. Trying to back up out of this. Has a decent advantage so far, but nice flash to dodge the collateral damage. And gonna be able to escape out of it. Ace in the hole just for good measure. See Vi rotating down to possibly set up a dive. But I'm just gonna back off and start laning up again. Looks like Zig's gonna get fed that blue buff. Good guy Darkaruki giving it up.
Yeah,
and Rumble switched
to the dragon warded, so they away pinged that area. Knew Vi was coming. So.
And Rumble switched into pushing this mid lane. And it's gonna back off out of this. You can see Darkaruki getting ready with those home guard boots.
Yeah. It looks like he's also readying an Aegis of the Legion. Very concerned about trying to survive Rise in these team fights now that he has 3 kills. Like I was saying, or about to say, this might be the match of magic damage players here. The Italian one versus Zik, each with 3 kills and very similar creep farm here. Rise looking like he might be pulling ahead, farming his tier well, Zik had his Seeker's Arm Guard fully charged a while ago. So not only farming, but also just having items that get stronger on their own.
Yes, it's going to work out very well for them. Right now, Cool doing pretty good in this bottom lane. Both 80s have a kill. CS relatively even, but Cool with a slight lead there. Interesting to see what when Rammus' next big play is going to be, because he is one of those champions that wants to zoom around and get lots of damage. And Zik going for the equalizer, and it looks like Vi is definitely going to go down. Now we see him turning. Still has that red buff. Is now picked it up, and now he's back on to Jiffy P. And Jiffy P is like, I hate this so much.
It's unstoppable Rumble. Who is this guy? Why did they give him a mech? Why did he make a mech more accurately?
He made a mech. You know what? He made a mech because he was very angry at Bandle City, and they told him that,
Here too.
Oh,
check out mid.
That's quite a dive, but he's going to be able to just powerball his way out of this. 00 Saber trying to get in there, throws his ult, dodge nicely by the Italian one, shackled and doing work. The Italian one.
Good turn by the Italian one there.
Playing it well. Styling. So top turret is going to fall. Zik, of course, right now the shining star, at least for Jittlers at this point into the game. And once they try to bring him in, he could have a big presence on the map now. He has that turret down. He could stick up there and try to be a bully, but he could also rotate very, very easily. Use that equalizer from long range to affect other lanes and push out. They have mid turret down now. They're basically just, if they want to, Jittlers can start working on that bottom turret. And as far as objectives goes right now, Jitler's looking very, very strong. They're the only one with turrets down at this point. They have 2 of the outer turrets. The map is kind of opened up for them, and they have a lot of control of this top. We see Italian one rotating up, trying to stalk Zik in the top lane, but he knows that something is up here. It looks like Italian one thought he fully ran away, so they're both going to blue pill, knowing that they're probably safe. And in comes the powerballing Rammus to try to make something happen here, but a cool is going to be picked up, and now we see that Graves goes down. Masduck trying to win away. He's going to go down. Dusty Virus trying to do some work, help out as best as he can. Bionic Arm to safety. Are we going to see it? No, she gets taunted before she's able to get it off, and now she's stuck in here. Now she's trying to reset it, and she's going to be able to get out now.
Yeah, again, but
there is no escape from Dark but a teleport coming in, and they are beating feet as fast as possible. Italian one probably going to pop that ult. He gets able to catch Dusty Virus, and that is going to be a kill.
Yeah, keeping the kills tied yet again. It's 7-7. Great teleport by the Italian one to come to the aid of Strangulate.
And that's the power of that teleport, and that's why we've seen it so much in competitive play. Time it right, and you are able to do stuff like that. Rise obviously has great chase potential, too, after it with his ult. Can get a little bit of extra speed in there. And with the easy target, like Tarek in that case, you know, very, very simple. Just had to catch him once, and one combo, and he's gone.
Yeah, good choice to finish off Tarek there. Dark Rookie was probably pretty close to having his ball curl up, take much less damage. Although Vi was there, I noticed Vi is somewhat of a counter pick to Rammus. She now has excessive force. No, not excessive force. You want denting blows next, yeah. So you can just remove some of that massive armor that Rammus would have in his ball curl mode.
Yep.
Might be seeing more of that later.
Also very mobile and disruptive. Can actually deal with Rumble decently well too. So I understand the picks. Obviously, top lane hasn't worked out very well for him, but Vi, you know, he's kind of one of those champions that so far during this game. We see that Sin has kind of got down a little bit, but at the same time, he's been able to make some plays, like on bottom lane. It looks like 25 minutes setting up for a Dragon. Ziggs damage coming in is going to deal a lot of damage to Vi. Now they're trying to back off out of this. Dazzle is going to come in. It's going to catch Vi, but it's not going to be quite deep enough. Dusty Virus taking a bunch of damage, trying to chase it down. Dark Rookie flying in, and no one is left there for him, trying to eat a lot of that upfront damage. Instead, they're just going to have to settle for blue buff.
That Italian one and Jiffy P burning their flashes, but purple team had already picked up the dragon. They were just able to get out of there in time.
Back to the bot lane press, looking at this turret. It's about a little under half health, so I'm surprised they actually didn't try to mount it. Oh, actually, maybe they are mounting up, but they have a lot of wards here, so they are going to see Zik rotating down. If they didn't see that, I mean, that's the cue for them to basically beat feet, because they're not going to do very well underneath turret with Rumble coming over to play. Yeah. Nice little check by Ziggs actually in that the tri-brush up there with his bomb.
Should also mention a little note from chat. We have Dark Rookie finished his Locket of the Iron Solari. Knowing that guy, I should know that he hates Aegis and loves Locket, so of course that's what he was building. Has a nice chunk of armor on it, which of course scales with Rammus.
Oh, I think they have a good press here because they have 5 people. They don't have a lot to deal with in this case, and they're going to be able to take this turret. Or Italian one actually backing off, and Riven pushing top. Easy turret for them.
Yeah, we were talking about Rise's problems with wave clear earlier. He has short range and not much for area damage. So if they, if Jittler does group up as 5 and start pushing lanes and taking towers, it'll be very hard for 25 minutes to defend it unless they're all grouped and able to just fight them head on.
Riven diving past that turret, trying to clear waves, trying to let that the minion wave do work for her as she farms up a little bit, and that turret should be able to go down. Ping's going down, but she's completely safe, and looks like Graves and Lulu just heading back down bottom, and might be passing off this red buff to Caitlyn over here. And then I'm interested to see what they decide to do with this. You know, there's some objectives on the board. Looks like Zig's gonna head over for blue buff. Dragon did go down a little bit ago, so don't have to worry about that quite yet. So
yeah, probably a good time to donate the lizard buff to Caitlyn. Has the Infinity Edge finish now.
Oh yeah,
Vampire Scepter with it. Probably enough damage for now. I'm predicting a Static Shiv or a Phantom Dancer next to have some more move speed to be able to follow Rammus into fights and also run away from the Italian one's extremely dangerous Rise.
Move speed really is effective on Caitlyn. That's part of why we saw the Caitlyn Nunu lane, or part of why Nunu was so strong. Is it's not just that Blood Bowl gives you all that attack speed, it also gives you move speed, so you can advantage it with Caitlyn's natural long range, 650 attack range auto attack. You know, she's perfect prime target for that.
Yeah, there it was. There's that Zeal. Not sure what the longsword is going to be for here. Might be a Last Whisper for earlier armor penetration. I don't think Zephyr has a Zeal in it. That would be a bit of a silly choice on a ranged AD anyway. Italian one getting a shield on him. They seem to be chasing after Zik. It's looking like a 5-on-5. Strangulate, Falcon punching in there to get some distance. Zik now getting caught by a Rune Prison under tower. Gets a basketball thrown at him, but he's going to just get away after that.
Yeah, eats it relatively efficiently. No big worries there. Looks like he has haunting guys. He has his revolver, so he has a little bit of spell vamp mixed in there, along with basically a lot of really core low tier items. So he's getting lots of early stats to try to snowball his lead here. Isn't actually committing to a lot of big items, and as one of the most fed champions on his team at this point, waiting for him to finish off one of those big items, but he still has a huge effect. Like that equalizer is still going to be very, very key if he lands it just right in a team fight.
Yeah. As for AD carry builds, our previous games have been seeing nearly identical builds on each ranged AD, but here this time we see Akule not only has totally different items, but a substantial creep lead on Graves, so allowing her to get that Infinity Edge. Graves looking like he's waiting for Phantom Dancer next. More of an old school Season 2 build, I think. I personally am a big fan of the Static Shiv. So,
yeah, I mean, Static Shiv is actually a really cool item. I think it's fun. I like the fact that it builds up off of like you moving around, like you're building up the static electricity.
Yeah, if you move in between every attack, you'll get more lightning.
Yeah, I think it's a fun item, but also it just adds more variety to League of Legends with what they needed. So it was a really good Season 3 addition.
So here we see more of that group push that I was talking about. Jittler getting this tower pretty much for free.
Getting locked in place, eating a lot of upfront damage. Zigzag coming in. Strangulate going to take a lot of damage. Equalizer coming through, but it's a little deep. It's not actually covering his team, and it looks like 25 minutes runs a lot past it. Now they're trying to clear up this. Zik is left now. He's running in there trying to do a little bit of damage, but oh, wow. Akuli's going to get caught.
Double kill for the Italian one. Good chase to get that last basketball on there. It looked like Darker get a clutch taunt on Jiffy P in the fight to make him turn away from Double Samer, but Double Samer died nonetheless. But we see Hello Kitty might just dash into this bush and try to fight Zik. I don't think that's a good idea, though. Just throws a smoke screen for some intimidation. Looks like it's zoning Zik the other way. Italian one looking to find him. Or not. No, ping's going down from Jittlers.
I got juked.
Not sure what they're pinging for.
I got juked, he said.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if Italian one ran into Rumble and dueled him 1v1, I think Italian one would come on top. He doesn't have a revolver of his own, so he only has healing with his ultimate up, but it is frequently up. It's up again already. A mere 37.2 second cooldown with this Ancient Golem buff on. 38% cooldown reduction so far.
Yeah, plus, he obviously also, as he casts spells, it goes lower too, so as he just naturally farms, it comes up pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, looking at the Italian one stats, actually, he has the Vampirism Mastery, 3% lifesteal and spell vamp, so my bad, he does have a little bit of healing on his own.
Just
going for that utility tree.
So it looks like Dragon is going to be set up for the next objective in here. Zik running down here.
Yeah, we have our carrier pigeon results for the Obzen game, not just from Twitch chat, but also confirmed by the Pimp Imp. Obzen has won game 3. Phoenix reportedly did very well on Vayne, probably making our late game prediction come somewhat true there.
Yeah.
So good job to Obzen going on to round 2 in this single elimination bracket.
Yeah, I believe they will be against Farmers Market. So they will take on the winner of this best of 3. Right now we are in game 1. Jittlers has been doing really, really well in objectives, and that's kind of what's keeping them ahead here, even though they're down about 3 kills. And 25 minutes has been playing really, really great in the team fights, but been very, very passive when it comes to actually fighting over turrets and other objectives.
Yeah, well, this is Jittler's first dragon of the game, so each team has 1 dragon each. So, each and each and each. So the gold is still pretty even, again, with those disparate skills. 25 minutes, only 1k behind due to their team fighting skill. They're up 3 kills, but with more towers missing, that is keeping the gold surprisingly even.
It's like both teams just jockeying the ball of death for 25 minutes, still pressing in here. Looks like they're going to put some pressure on this mid turret. Unless everybody's here, it's not really going to happen. They see Rumble is down. Looks like Dark Reach is running in to take a lot of the upfront focus. Now getting chased down, now getting pushed back. And that's all Jittlers really wants to do. They don't want to fully engage yet without Rumble. Rumble trying to come up on the back end here in case there was an engagement. But looks like 25 minutes just going to back off out of this.
Yeah, Darkergy taking a lot of spells on him, but he had his defensive ball curl up, so he took very little damage. And with their Ancient Golem recently respawning, they'll be able to give that to 00 Samer's Ziggs.
Good teamwork at this point. Just need to set up. Both teams have. It looks like Blue's vision is actually pretty good at this point, so Jittler's doing really well. For the most part, 25 minutes only has vision of their own top jungle, so I'd like to see them ward up a little bit more, maybe get a little bit of vision control, and help them set up what's going to happen next, because so far everything they've been doing is it's kind of like they're waiting for Jittlers to kind of come to them and try to set up something and make something happen off of what they're doing. They're not really being too forceful over any objectives. Looks like the Vi's given a little bit of an escort for Lulu to come in here and ward up the Baron. So yeah, gaining a little bit of that control right there. As
25 minutes lacking in wards compared to Jittler right now. If you just press the buttons to compare vision, they are definitely having to wait for Jittler to come to them with the map control they have. With that escort, they'll be able to get some more wards up. Meanwhile, we do have some big items finished. Lulu just finished Aegis of the Legion. Might be considering Runic Bulwark next to tone down Rumble's damage a lot. Akule just finished Static Shiv, so Caitlyn already being a strong pusher now just got even stronger with Static Shiv just wiping out minions, especially if you get an Infinity Edge size critical hit with it. Some pretty big lightning bolts. Hello Kitty just finished Phantom Dancer for his Graves. Not sure if unit collision is a big deal for Graves, but extra attack speed, always nice to get the reset on Quick Draw.
Yeah, it looks like bottom lane auto pushing for Jittlers right now as they pushed up that mid lane very, very far. But 25 minutes pushing it back out. Looks like their top lane doing a little bit of work here. Might be stabilizing very, very shortly. And in comes, looks like a little bit of poke coming in there from Rumble. And Ziggs just feeling out the enemy team. Tarek backed up, not part of this team fight yet. Goes back, just buying up a little bit at a time.
Yeah, you are correct. Top lane and bot lane are auto-pushing for the blue team. The blue minion wave is much larger. We see Jiffy P and Mastock going together to bot lane to try to clear that out, leaving Hello Kitty, Italian
and there's a ping for Baron, so I think they're just going to try to ward and clear this out. I don't expect them to actually try it, but
yeah, a bit of a vision ward battle.
Vision advantage there. They do see
powerballing in there, saying to start it now that the vision ward is gone.
Bottom.
Yeah, they're saying this is their chance to go for it. Maybe they should have sent Rise to clear that because he's the one to teleport.
Yeah.
You see this Baron in progress. Dark Rookie with Tremors on, Tarek with Radiance. They are going full power on this Baron.
Italian one.
Thinking of peeling off now, though.
Baron.
Yeah, Zik now snared, getting some spells out of from Italian one. Strangulate, Falcon punching in there, doing the Shoryuken on Akule. Cleansed out of it, now taunted by Rammus.
Hello Kitty very, very low here. Double O Samer able to pick up a kill. Still 5 members up. We see Riven coming in with the execute, trying to get onto Zik. Will he be able to get the kill? This is very, very close. They will be able to pick that up. A lot of members for Jittlers very low at this point. Zig's just trying to poke in there.
Yeah, the ace in the hole coming across for a bit of extra poke, but Hello Kitty is a bit too low for them to attempt Baron. I think neither team is able to go for it here, but both of them just backing off. 25 minutes pinging the top lane to say, hey, go get this huge creep wave. So it looks like Hello Kitty is on his way to do that.
Yeah, it is a good pickup for him. He's 1-1-5. He's doing okay, but he's not lighting the world on fire. That'll keep him more in line with where Akul is at this point in the game.
Yeah, both of them level 14, so the extra deaths for Akule not being a big setback here. Dark Rookie now getting close to finishing Sunfire Cape, and probably about to finish his Aegis of the Legion. Ziggs just went back and purchased Athene's Unholy Grail and picked up an Elixir of Brilliance, probably for later use. Maybe some clutch teamfight action, get that extra AP. You know that feeling when you Karthus ult or like Ziggs ult someone and they live with 50 HP? Then you look at your inventory and see Elixir of Brilliance?
Yeah.
I hope that doesn't happen. Samer being a Platinum player probably won't forget something like that.
Still Jittlers with good ward control over Baron. I believe Red does have a ward in that pit just around the corner. I don't know if actually, yeah, I think the pink ward can see it. Yeah, it can.
I think it can, yes.
They actually do have a vision of that right there. But again, just kind of like the jockeying for position, the footsies. One team just trying to look for a positional advantage. We see the poke from Zik and Double Samer again. Online, trying to poke in there. Dark Rookie not quite wanting to lead stuff off. They don't really want to push near turret, and there you see the collapse again, the pursuit, and a little bit split up as Jittlers and Zik actually a little bit far away, so if they got engaged on it, wouldn't be a great thing for them.
Yeah, walking over. I don't think he saw that pink ward. He walked right past it. Or not the pink ward, but purple team's ward. I don't think he saw it.
Huh.
Yeah, and 25 minutes did ping the bush that he walked across, so... Or, well, it's the north bush from mid lane.
And this is one of those tense situations where, you know, both teams know that an ace either way is going to swing the game really, really big for one of the teams.
Yeah, Jittler looking a little bit stuck here.
Darker Rookie, he wants the Italian one. Nice equalizer, trying to cut this off. Ace in the hole, trying to go there. But Riven getting very, very deep on the enemy team. Zik very deep, and it's going to be blown up, and that's actually kind of overly aggressive. But Jittler's getting out of this with 2 kills so far. Just don't want to give up any more. Zig's trying to help cover the retreat, so a nice 2-for-1 trade right there. Rumble getting very, very deep. But, you know, Rumble can be that champion to go in there, but typically you don't want to have, you kind of want to play him more like a mage at this stage, and he's more about his equalizer and poking, and it'd almost be better for him to stay back and try to peel the the Rivens of the world to try to go in. But I guess he had enough there with Rammus and Tarek taking up that back lane. So
Italian one teleporting to bot lane to try to pick up Hello Kitty, farming at the tower. Very aggressive play, but manages to chase him away. Unfortunately, Rise probably doesn't have the pushing power to just take this tower. Let's see. His Tear of the Goddess is fully farmed, so whenever he decides to purchase Mirror Mana, he'll gain a lot more single target damage. And speaking of single target damage, I was surprised to see him pick up Home Guard boots. When Furrow boots are a rather famous pick for Rise, allowing him to chase anybody he wants as long as he's still attacking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, very good synergy with his ultimate, which was designed to give him like chasing power, the ability to like actually keep up with anybody that he wants to fight. And other big items purchased, we have Aegis of the Legion from Dusty Virus's Tarek. Home Guard boots on Rammus, that was probably a little while ago. I think Caitlyn also finished Last Whisper, so Kule is going to have a lot of armor penetration. So I think that is a good argument for Zik to sort of stay back and peel for Caitlyn. That is what happened in that fight, is Zik just went deep on everybody and died in a 1v3, while Jiffy P's Riven closed the distance and probably was a better AoE fighter because all of her moves do large area damage. Rumble just kind of has a Flame Spitter, which can be avoided if you stand on all sides of him or in a wide enough arc.
Yeah, and really the problem is, too, is just short range. So if he uses that, he has to commit to the team fight to get that damage in there. So kind of one of those, like, wait and see and wait for your opening, wait for a few cooldowns to go down before you want to try to bring that extra damage to the fight, even though it is so potent.
Zik now also going back and getting Leandri's Torment just in time for the game to be paused. So
it looks like we do have a pause.
Yeah, it's a DC. Team 25 minutes calling a DC. Not sure from who. Yeah, from Mask Duck.
So Mask Duck should be quickly back into this as soon as he gets a chance to come up.
Well, Patrick isn't even here, so we can't go to commercial. Oh, yeah, he is. What do you guys want to do? We have a DC, so we can do a commercial.
So we're going to actually cut to a really quick commercial while we wait for the player to return.
Yeah.
And, yeah, we'll be right back after that. Players should be coming back very, very soon. gonna kick off right here. And so yeah, let's go. Let's do this. So both teams getting ready for another big team fight. Again, both these teams, it's very, very tense right now because if either team gets an ace, it's gonna be the straw. You know, it's gonna push everything to the other end, and you know, one team might roll this, one team might be able to snowball a big and huge advantage out of a little big win here.
Yeah, it's a pretty tense game, very close goal difference. We had some all chat during the pause where both sides saying very good game so far. They're both really into it here. Ping's going all over the map here. Looks like Jittler either wants top tower or dragon. Looks like they're rotating and choosing to do the dragon. Going down very fast with help from Caitlyn's Infinity Edge. They pick that up, no problem.
Jittler's picking up that dragon again. This is the rematch of the finals from last year. So these teams, you know, I joked before, tried to build some hype, saying that these teams have bad blood between each other, but you know, they actually do respect each other quite a bit, and they are a little bit changed from last year, but you know, there is a lot on the line. And when these players came to this tournament, this is the game they were looking forward to. You know, despite anything else that they were going to have to play, whether it was in the finals, whether it's in the semifinals, now they knew that this was going to be the game that was good, that they were really excited to play and hash out and see who this year at Gottacon 2013 was going to be the victor and possibly the best team here at the tournament.
Yeah, stream chat pretty hyped for this game as well. Meanwhile, we have some big items being finished. Dark Rookie on Rammus finishing up the Sunfire Cape, so that'll just increase his damage in these fights by quite a bit. Tarek has finished his Ruby Sightstone, so some extra health. Much more health with the recent Season 3 patch. And Masduck on Lulu finished Runic Bulwark, thus furthering their ability to resist Zik and his well-aimed equalizers thus far.
And again, both these teams just poking at each other. Neither one really just has a big positional advantage. Maybe, you know, trying to find someone like this Riven out here who's working on these Rays and, you know, too focused on trying to pick up a little bit extra CS. Maybe something like that is going to be, you know, the trigger for either team to go in and catch someone out. Because if any one of these gets up at least one champion, they're going to gain a lot more confidence. We're going to see a lot more plays made. But for right now, it's just sitting off and trying to not make a mistake. But we see Dark Rookie coming in up on this top lane. He's going for Riven. He's going to be able to taunt Jiffy P. Hello Kitty trying to get him off him. Ace of the hole is going to come in. Jiffy P is going to lose about half his health. Equalizer, great equalizer coming in. Going to catch a lot of the enemy teams. We see Vi come in trying to disrupt a lot of the damage. Italian one following this up. Zik is underneath turret. They're in a bad position right now. They're trying to back off out of this, and they're starting to lose it. Dark Rookie getting caught here. Graves trying to throw out some damage, but he should be able to back off, and they're actually just going to be able to only pick up one kill after all of that.
Hello Kitty narrowly surviving a bouncing bomb from Ziggs, and really good minefield by Ziggs to stop Team 25 minutes from chasing. I also have to give props to the Italian one for that great flash. Now he's trying to recall in this bush, but gets delayed by a snap trap from Caitlyn. So that was a good attempt by Dark Rookie to make something happen. Nice that it was only one death on either side. Akule accidentally aggroing Baron, I think, might be a misclick.
Usually not what you want,
I guess. Oh, look at this. So Strangulate has purchased Warmog's armor right before that fight. We saw it was pretty helpful for just being the tankiest thing ever underneath that turret. And now Italian one, you know, falling to peer pressure and getting a Warmog's armor of his own, which will be fairly intimidating. He has a rather staggering 93 HP regen every 5 seconds. I'm not sure if he was going with Strength of Spirit. I think I was talking about a different Rise from another game. Saying, oh, he has a lot of regen. Well, he might have Strength of Spirit, actually. He has even more regen than Strangulate on Vi, who's in the 70s for HP per 5. So any amount of damage that Italian one takes will be just healed on the way to any other part of the map.
Yeah, and Rise is getting that scary point. You see he already has a Warmog's armor, Abyssal Scepter, a Rod of Ages, a Glacial Shroud.
He's had a finished tier for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, he is just on the verge of just like a couple more items and he's set. He's ready to go. And he's going to be so tanky in these team fights. And as they're going right now, I kind of feel a little bit scared for Jittler because you saw that they had that great initiation. They were trying to pick up a kill, but the Italian one came in. It was just basically unmovable, untouchable, and a really, really big factor.
Yeah, the Pim talking about Rise's very scary late game potential, and I think we might see that. I can't really think of anyone on Team Jittler who is able to fight the Italian one in a 1v1. Especially with all these resistances and even healing with his ultimate or just his standard 3% spell vamp. All that health that he has, he'll just be extremely hard to burst down, just cranking out damage the whole time. Excuse me. And, oh, look at that. Static Shiv with an Infinity Edge size critical hit, taking Jiffy down to 2/3 health, just like that.
Doing work. And, you know, if they get some good focus, they can tear down Rise, but unless there's some really, really good focus, what basically ends up happening is he, you know, when he pops his ult, you know, he has his Q already in air, and then the next thing you know, he throws another one after his full combo, and then he gets so much health back in AoE team fights that he can actually tank a lot of, like, what Jittlers would throw down in a team fight and almost could initiate for them if he really wanted to.
Yeah, if he could close the distance, he certainly could. We might see some initiation boosting items from Mastuk. He could get a Twin Shadows or a Shirelia's Reverie just to help them run in there. Currently, their initiate mechanism is Strangulate on Vi, who will have to use a Falcon Punch Shoryuken combo to get in there and start things. And it has been working so far. It looks like Team Jittler is going for more of a poke team. They're stacking up the damage on Caitlyn. We see 00 Samer just finished the Riley's Crystal Scepter for Ziggs, so that will give all of his spells a slight slow. He doesn't have an actual single target spell, so he's just going to have the miniature 15% slow. But that'll be all they need. I think their plan to deal with Rise is to just not fight him. They have 00 Samer and Akule with much longer range than Rise. They'll be able to just like run away from him, keep him at a distance. If Akule currently has the Lizard Elder buff right now, so every attack will slow. Just be able to keep Rise at a safe distance, and hopefully he'll die and all the AoE spells they'll be throwing at the rest of Team 25 minutes.
And again, we just have that tense setup where both teams just trying to look for an opening or something to happen. But when they're balled up in this, there's no real way. Like either team, I mean, they're basically even. If you look at the team gold, it's just a matter of
1K apart. Yeah.
I mean, when something will go down, this is as good as it was hyped to be. I mean, everyone coming in was like, this is going to be the game. And lo and behold, 40 minutes in, we have basically a dead even game, and both teams just on the edges of their seat. And I think it's actually going to come down to a mental game. I think that both these teams are very, very talented. They set up for a pretty good game. But the fact is, I think that one team is just someone's going to make a mental lapse. The other team's going to capitalize, and that could be the game.
Well, I think we might have our Camel Breaker situation here. The outer mid turret in a lot of trouble. Oh, Jiffy P going the other way. Zik running across to try and chase him down, but he's able to get away with broken wings. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Team 25 minutes with a pretty enormous creep wave. 00 Samer throwing the Mega Inferno Bomb at them. Oh, they're all gone. They're toast. Never mind, pressure cooker turned off.
No. For the Mega Inferno Bomb.
Oh, that's always like a really tense thing to happen in a game. Oh no, bottom lane is pushing and Baron is up. What do we do? Well, Zig says, no, I got this.
I got this, bro. Don't worry.
Got a solution. So
and that actually is a cool part about Ziggs, and why I think there's a lot of competitive teams that are starting to look at Ziggs, and we're seeing lots of Zig bans because he actually just has a lot of really, really great mechanics just for the way that the current meta of League of Legends plays out with, when you want to take objectives like that, you try to get lanes pushing, and, any of the champions that we see played a lot, the Ezreals of the world. Twisted Fate also is really good at doing this, going around and managing lanes, and being really, really effective at being able to get to objectives. All the global type positioning stuff is really, really strong in League of Legends, so Ziggs definitely being picked up as more of a regular for AP mids.
So this will be the second dragon of the game for Team Jittler. Which they get for free. Everyone basing and getting a couple more items. Jiffy P's Riven just finished the Bloodthirster. Excuse me. Mastuk just finishing, or just getting an Oracle's Elixir, but not drinking it yet. The Italian one just bought his Manamine, which was instantly upgraded to Muramana, being fully charged. Akule's Caitlyn finishing that Giant's Belt into her own Warmog's armor, so making it easier for her to survive if she's caught in a large blast or a Shoryuken by Strangulate here.
Looks like teams going back, finishing off their items, and we're basically going to have, by the time this is over, we're going to have a full-up team versus a full-up team. And, I mean, that's the way this is going.
Oh, and Hello Kitty also finished Furter Boots at some point, and well on his way to completing his own Warmog's armor. Dark Rookie finally finishing his Spirit of the Ancient Golem, so he has his Tenacity. Should make his Initiates easier to get off. Hopefully we'll see some more, well, the longer this stall situation goes on, the riskier it gets, because the higher the game timer is, the longer your respawn timer is. So both teams just not willing to risk the ace, but that risk just gets larger and larger as this stalemate goes on. Yeah,
as we mentioned, I mean, pretty much we have low kills here. Both teams have been pretty good about being safe and keeping alive, basically trading most of the time. But when that ace happens, you're down for almost a minute. In that minute, they can push through your base and kill you. So
Jittler gathering at the Baron again, throwing the Vision Ward in there. They're able to clear the ward inside the pit. 25 minutes turning very quickly to get over to here. This time Italian one is the one farming bot on his own. He'll be able to teleport in whenever he's needed. Ping's going off like crazy as they throw a Glitter Lance to Dark Rookie to stop his engage here. Some more wards going down. Oh, Pink Ward to take out that bush. Sorry, that ward they have by the Wraith corner there. And now a Kool-Aid shooting across the wall to take out that one. Oh, speaking of Caitlyn, there's a sort of a trick you can do. Caitlyn has enough range to attack Baron from over this wall. So they might be able to do a sneaky Baron if the opportunity arises. It's a pretty risky play, though.
Yeah, that would be a lot of effort. Now they're actually in the enemy's jungle, and Graves actually might get caught here. Oh, wow. I think his team yelled at him just there for a second. It was like, get away from there. And that would have been huge if Hello Kitty got caught out there.
Yeah, not a good way to go as AD carry. Oh, Strangulate going to have to charge a Falcon Punch to get out of here. And then they're able to disengage with help from that minefield from Samer.
In this position war, looks like Jittler's able to secure themselves a kill, but Dark Rookie
powerballing in,
getting makes something happen. Nice equalizer down. Try to zone out the AD there, but he's going to be able to come back and get a lot of that health in the background. Dark Rookie actually getting turned into a cupcake. There is the Lulu ult, going to be able to do massive damage. And we see Rise working on a cool, trying to survive through this. Will he be able to survive? The Italian one might fall here. It looks like he is. Now it's up to Hello Kitty. Double kill for Zik. And will Hello Kitty be able to clean this up? It's going to be very, very close. Dark Rookie trying to get this. And 00 Saber coming in from the back with the double kill. And there's the ace. But they don't have an AD here. If Cool was up, this could possibly be the end of the game. But they're going to put a lot of pressure on this. And they probably are going to be able to take down the first inhibitor of the game at the very least. And
Dark Rookie is going to have Tremors up.
Really huge fight for Jittler.
Yeah, Dark Rookie is going to have Tremors up in 20 seconds. So that was a pretty crazy fight. The wild growth from Mastoc coming a little bit late.
Inhibitor attacking. They went to the inhibitor to hit it before the inhibitor had about 50 health points left in that top lane. All for naught, but able to pick it up.
Yeah. So 00 Samer possibly doing some recall tricks. Oh, look at he made a bunch of recall rings over. Oh, that looks so pretty.
OP.
That's such a cool trick. And meanwhile, at bottom lane, does Samer have another Inferno Bomb ready? He will in 5 seconds to clear off these minions in the bottom lane. And some pings is going down from Team Jittler by their Ancient Golem buff. Probably looking to pick that up next. And Strangulate and Jiffy P with Home Guard boots rushing to the aid of top lane. Probably heading straight for Baron, but they won't be able to get it in time before both sides fully respawn.
So the good thing for Jittlers now is they have an auto-pushing lane in the top lane. They can push up mid and get bottom lane pushing. Looks like Ziggs trying to help start that up for their team. Basically, now they have a lot easier time at trying to push out and close out this game. Still going to have to be careful around the turrets, but once someone peels off to try to go deal with the waves that are going to be pushing in, then Jittler's going to be able to try to make their moves, get a lot of poke damage in on that turret. And actually, I believe it's from the recent IEM, and there was some stat that, I mean, again, this is the top level of teams, of course. I'm not saying these teams are, aren't at a high level, don't play at a high level, but at the same time, it's like whoever took the first inhib had about a 70% chance or basically won the game 70% of the time. So this game's still very, very close. These teams very, very close, but odds more in Jittler's favor at this point. It looks like
punching
a
in,
fight
getting the
wants to go down.
Hello Kitty chasing 00 Samer off the other way.
Nice equalizer in the background, trying to do lots of burst damage, but a lot of damage going on the tanks. Italian one pretty much untouched at this point, but Jittler's fighting on through. Looks like Hello Kitty going to be able to come back into this, do a lot of burst damage, going to blow up Caitlyn, and now Italian one's still up, trying to throw those spells, trying to get some spell vamp back in there. Dark Rookie working on it, but in comes Rumble in the background, and he's going to be able to help pick up the ace, and another ace for Jittler's, another 50 seconds down, and this should be another in tower and hit possibly.
Yeah. Did anyone catch how much Italian one was auto-attacking in those fights? He just finished Iceborne Gauntlet. I mean, that would be pretty good to like slow someone, but when you have nearly max cooldown reduction, Ryze often doesn't have a lot of time to auto-attack. So in those fights, you may have seen some of that not quite enough micro to pull it off. Well, pretty hard to explain what's going on with everything happening there. Dark Rookie looking like he's kind of frozen inside the turret, but able to just face tank it with a defensive ball curl there.
And this could be a scenario, too, where 25 minutes, they changed their style up before. It was very cautious with the fights. We saw Jittler initiating in there and won a team fight. Then the second one, it was all 25 minutes just trying to go in there and make something happen. And Jittler's ended up winning again. They get another inhibitor, so 2 inhibitors down. And a big, big advantage for them at this point.
Yeah, another Giants belt now for Rammus. Dusty Riders finished a Shirelia's Reverie a little while ago, so that might have been helping their engages so far. Although in the last one, it was Strangulate just getting in there and trying to make something happen. Using the Falcon Punch to close in is a bit of a risky maneuver. And now we see they're paying for it now with 25 minutes stuck in their base, nearly losing a Nexus turret to just one wave of super minions. And now the first batch of super minions on its way up the mid lane.
And there we see Jittler's working on the Baron. They're going to close this out in 25 minutes. Is not going to be able to respond. So it looks like Jittler's stacking the odds in their favor. If they can tear this down quick enough, which looks like they are, they're going to be able to take Baron. Now they can push on to bottom lane and start to close out this game in a big commanding lead, at least at this point. But still, you know what? 25 minutes still could win a team fight. I wouldn't put it past them. They still have a pretty strong lineup. This is very, very we are very, very far into this game, so 7 minutes in. It's a big chance that, you know, they can still come back. 7K gold at 50 minutes in the game is not as big of a deal as it is early on.
Yeah, Kool-Aid now taking away their lizard buff. Oh, Zik has one of his own, even though there's still one on the map, so I guess he inherited it from Hello Kitty in that last fight. It's about to wear off, though, I think. Yeah, along with the blue buff, so looks like he stole double buff from one person in the last fight.
So Zik's going to rally with the team after clearing out that bottom wave. A little bit of poke coming in from Kate with that static shiv, and now they're going to try to press in here and put some damage on this turret. They're sitting very, very strong right now. In 25 minutes, thinking about dealing with this. They're going to focus on a Dark Rookie, but dealing no damage. Equalizer coming through, beautifully laid right there, and now we see the damage coming through, but Rise, they got massive AoE damage. Zonya Hours got by Zik to survive through a lot of this. Hello Kitty very, very low. Now the damage switches back onto him. He is going to be picked up. Dark Rookie doing some work. Damage going on to Mastuck. Italian One still up at this point. Everybody's still very, very low. Need to be careful. And now it's going to be up to Italian One to try to defend off this bush, but it's not going to be able to do it. Just one Rise against all odds. Probably not going to happen. Almost picks up double O Saber with that combo. But it looks like Jittler's going to take game 1 of this series. And we're going to be going to game 2 very, very shortly after a commercial break.
GG's coming down from